Our prices are surging, leaving many New Zealanders struggling to keep the lights on. About 300,000 households racked up overdue fees last year, and with the winter energy payment ending in just 3 weeks, pensioners say they're still going cold or going to bed early to save money. Pressure has sparked big ideas. New Zealand First Shane Jones is floating re-nationalising energy companies, splitting generators from retailers, or even building new coal and gas plants to keep supply flowing. He warns the current Gentailer model puts profit ahead of affordability and risks mass unemployment and deindustrialisation. Consumer groups say the market is broken, with retail prices outpacing inflation and the wholesale costs so high even global firms are balking. Calls are growing for bold reform, some even pushing for a royal commission into why competition has failed and power has become unaffordable for so many. Te Pāti Māori MP Takatu Ferris is doubling down on his controversial social media comments despite his party's apologising last week. Ferris says it's unacceptable for people of other ethnicities to campaign in Māori electorates, accusing Labour of erasing Māori. The row began when Ferris posted an image of Labour volunteers in the Tamaki Makaurau by-election, writing, "Indians, Asians, Black and Pākehā campaigning to take a Māori seat from Māori." Labour's Penny Hanare and Willie Jackson called the comments racist, though leader Chris Hipkins stopped short of using that term, calling them unhelpful. Ferris insists his remarks were twisted, arguing Māori seats for Māori voices only. He claims Māori campaigning homogenises Māori as just another ethnic group. He says speaking in English made his words easier to attack. Tāti Māori has apologised for any hurt caused, stressing it values contributions from tangata tiriti and tangata moana. But Ferris shows no sign of backing down, saying Māori needs to call out attempts to make us vanish. New jobs data shows the economy is still struggling, with 10,000 jobs lost in the June quarter and 50,000 fewer since December 2023. Construction has been hit hardest, down 16,000 jobs in 6 months, while manufacturing and retail are also shrinking. Auckland shed nearly 5,000 jobs, while some provincial centres like Horowhenua and Kaipara saw losses of more than 10%. The economists say that the slump reflects a fragile recovery, with construction's slowdown rippling into manufacturing and other industries. Simplicity Shabil Equip calls the scale of provincial job losses a surprise, given strong farming returns. BNZ's Mike Jones says any rural rebound may still be a year away, while Infometrics' Brad Olsen warns construction could see further cuts. The consensus, New Zealand may have passed the lowest point, but the road to recovery will be slow and uneven. Justice Minister Paul Goldsmith is pushing major changes to the Crimes Act, including a new strict liability offence for shoplifting. Under the proposal, suspects caught leaving a store with goods could face instant fines of $500 or $1,000, with the burden on them to prove a reasonable excuse. Critics say it clashes with the Bill of Rights, presumption of innocence, and risks disproportionately of impacting Māori, young people, and those with disabilities. Goldsmith also wants tougher penalties for coward punches and new protections for first responders, though Oranga Tamariki warns applying these laws to children breaches youth justice principles. Meanwhile, a separate review into organised crime says New Zealand's response is too fragmented, with responsibility spread across 13 ministers. It's recommending one minister take charge, backed by a stronger oversight, to deliver more cohesive national strategy against gangs and transnational crime. Prime Minister Christopher Luxon heads into this year's Pacific Islands Forum in Honiara, taking up unity but pushing back against this host Solomon Islands' decision to bar 21 outside dialogue partners like the US, China and the EU. Luxon says their presence is vital for development talks, while Foreign Minister Winston Peters went further, accusing outsiders of influencing the ban. Analysts warn New Zealand risks loud diplomacy at a time when quiet engagement is needed. Leaders are also set to debate a landmark Ocean of Peace declaration aiming to put peace and climate security at the heart of regional policy, though countries remain divided on whether it should push for demilitarization or align with wider US-China strategic interests. New Zealand has played a leading role in shaping the draft. The forum comes as Luxon faces tensions with Cook Islands PM Mark Brown after pausing $80 million in aid, but both leaders insist they'll keep talks civil. New Zealand is also bidding to host the 2027 forum. Kim.com has lost his latest bid to block extradition to the US. The High Court rejected his claim that the prosecution was politically motivated, backing Justice Minister Paul Goldsmith's decision to surrender him. .com's lawyer says the fight still isn't over. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Christopher Luxon is under fire for a $44,000 taxpayer-funded helicopter ride with Australia's Anthony Albanese to a Queenstown mountaintop, Labour's Chris Hipkins calls it a botched publicity stunt, but Luxon insists it was all money well spent, showcasing Kiwi tourism. And newly released texts show Treasury warned Finance Minister Nicola Willis back in February that Reserve Bank Governor Adrian Orr was on his way out, contradicting early claims she only learned the details months later. Willis says she's been transparent, but critics say the government mishandled the exit.